guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriorstrade Warriors fans, the NBA world is buzzing once again, and this time the Golden State Warriors are at the very center of it all. The news cycle has taken a wild turn with brand new rumors involving none other than Jonathan Kuminga and Jimmy Butler. And trust me when I say these developments are sending shockwaves through the league. If you thought the Warriors were done making noise, think again. Because what's circulating right now could reshape the future of the Bay Area franchise and potentially shift the balance of power in the NBA. When we talk about Jonathan Kuminga, we're talking about one of the brightest young talents on the Warriors roster. A player who's shown flashes of star potential and has quickly become a fan favorite. Over the past couple of seasons, Kuminga has turned heads with his athleticism, his versatility on both ends of the floor and his growing confidence as a scorer. But the latest chatter around the league suggests that his name is once again being mentioned in serious trade talks. And this time, the conversation is tied directly to Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat superstar, who has built a reputation as one of the toughest, most relentless competitors in basketball. Now, let's take a step back and really think about what's going on here. Their Warriors, after years of dominance, are in a unique position. They still have Stephen Curry playing at an elite level. They still have Draymond Green anchoring the defense, and Klay Thompson has been battling to find his rhythm, but the team is also facing tough questions about how to remain contenders in a brutally competitive Western Conference. The rise of younger teams like the Thunder and Timberwolves has made it clear Golden State can't afford to stand still. That's why a potential move for someone like Jimmy Butler, a proven playoff performer, is generating so much buzz. But here's the kicker. Any trade for a player of Butler's caliber would almost certainly require parting ways with a young cornerstone. And Kuminga's name is at the top of that list. Rival executives are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, and many believe that if the Warriors want to make a splash move, Kuminga will be the piece that gets other teams to pick up the phone. This is where the debate gets heated. Some fans argue that Kuminga is untouchable, that his upside is simply too valuable to give up for an aging star. Others believe that pairing Curry with a player like Butler could reignite the Warriors' championship window and give them the edge they desperately need in a conference stacked with talent. Jimmy Butler, as we know, is no ordinary player. He's the kind of guy who thrives in big moments, who elevates his teammates, and who brings a level of grit and determination that few can match. We've seen him drag the Miami Heat to the NBA Finals. We've seen him go toe-to-toe with some of the best players in the world. And we've seen him play through injuries with a toughness that embodies everything you want in a leader. Adding him to the Warriors would create an immediate spark. A fiery presence alongside Curry that could transform the team's mentality overnight. But the question is, at what cost? Kuminga's potential is sky high, and letting him go would mean betting everything on the present while sacrificing part of the future. Inside Warriors circles, there's reportedly a divide. Some voices in the front office are intrigued by the idea of pairing Curry and Butler, especially given the uncertainty around Klay Thompson's long-term role and contract situation. Others see Kuminga as the next face of the franchise. A player who could eventually carry the torch once the career comes to an end. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Kuminga's name has popped up in trade speculation. Last season, there were rumblings that teams were trying to pry him away, and the Warriors stood firm. But things are different now. The urgency is higher. Curry isn't getting any younger. Draymond's suspension history has been a distraction, and the Warriors know that time is not on their side. That's why the Butler rumors feel more serious than ever. Now, let's add another wrinkle to the story. Jimmy Butler's own situation in Miami. The Heat have been battling through ups and downs with injuries and roster questions clouding their future. While Butler has always spoken highly of his time in Miami, there are whispers that he could be open to a change if the right opportunity came along. Their Warriors, with their championship pedigree and star-studded roster, could be one of the few teams capable of luring him away. Imagine Butler wearing a Golden State jersey, beating off Curry shooting and locking down opponents on defense with Draymond. It almost feels like a match made in basketball heaven. Of course, not everyone is buying into the rumors just yet. Some insiders believe that this could simply be smoke, a way for rival teams or agents to stir the pot and create leverage. Others believe that the Warriors front office may be testing the waters, gauging how fans and media react to the idea of partying with Kuminga. After all, these kinds of stories don't just appear out of thin air. There's always a reason, always a signal being sent. For Warriors fans, the emotional side of this debate is undeniable. On one hand, you want to see Curry surrounded with as much help as possible. He's given everything to this franchise, and if bringing in Butler gives him another legitimate shot at a title, how can you not be tempted? On the other hand, the thought of watching Kuminga develop into a star somewhere else only to realize you gave him up too soon is a nightmare scenario. It's the classic win now versus build for the future dilemma. And right now, the Warriors are stuck right in the middle of it. The timing of all this is also critical. As the trade deadline looms closer, front offices are working overtime to assess their options. Their Warriors have to decide if they're buyers, sellers, or something in between. Standing pat feels risky, but making the wrong move could be even worse. The margin for error is razor thin. Around the league, rival gyms are reportedly circling like sharks, waiting to see if Golden State blinks first. Everyone knows the Warriors are under pressure, and that makes them a target. Teams are throwing out offers trying to see if they can snag Kuminga before he blossoms into an all-star. The Butler rumors, whether real or exaggerated, only add more fuel to the fire. And here's something else to think about. How would Butler himself feel about joining the Warriors? He's always prided himself on hard work, accountability, and a no-nonsense approach to winning. In many ways, that aligns perfectly with the Warriors' culture, especially during their dynasty years. But there's also a potential clash of personalities. Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler on the same team. For now, all we can do is watch, wait, and speculate. Their Warriors have always thrived on big moments, and this is another one of those crossroads that will define the franchise for years to come. Will they roll the dice on Jimmy Butler? Or will they double down on Jonathan Kuminga's potential? Whatever happens, you can be sure of one thing. The NBA world will be watching every step of the way. So, Warriors fans, buckle up. These rumors aren't going away anytime soon, and the decisions made in the coming days could determine whether another championship banner gets raised in the Bay or whether the franchise enters a brand new chapter built on youth and promise. The drama is only beginning.